The church bells had just finished their last triumphant clang when Claire realized she had made a terrible mistake. Her cheeks still ached from smiling for photographs, and the rice in her hair inched like tiny pebbles, but the pit in her stomach was louder than the applause. Everything had been perfect, or rather, perfectly rehearsed. The white roses lining the eye, the custom vows rehearsed in the mirror, the small joke she and Daniel shared about the "till death do us part" line. But now, as they sat in the limousine on the way to the reception, she noticed something odd. Daniel was scrolling through his phone, not unusual, except he wasn't answering the flood of congratulatory messages. He was reading a conversation. One name kept appearing: Samantha. Claire had never heard of Samantha. She didn't want to rue the day over a suspicion. But then Daniel chuckled, not the polite chuckle he used with strangers, but the soft, familiar laugh she thought was just for her. Without thinking, she asked, "Who is Samantha?" The smile vanished. He hesitated a second too long. By the time they reached the reception hall, Claire's pulse was pounding. Between cake tasting and speeches, Daniel kept disappearing. Once to talk to the DJ, another time to check on the catering. It was during his third absence that a maid of honor, Vanessa, found her in a bridal suit, glass of champagne trembling in her hand. "Claire, you need to see this." Vanessa handed her a phone. On the screen was Daniel dressed in wedding suit, leaning against the catering truck, whispering into the ear of a woman in a red dress. A woman who was most definitely not a caterer. Claire's first thought wasn't heartbreak, it was clarity. She could see the next 10 years of her life in fast forward, forgiving him, finding more messages, pretending for the kids, fighting in whispers at family gatherings. The photograph knocked on the door smiling. "They are about to announce you for your first dance, so." Claire wiped her eyes. "No," she said. "Announce something else." The reception all went silent as Claire stepped onto the stage, her gown glowing under the chandelier. She took the microphone. "I want to thank everyone for being here today. It means the world to have you celebrate with us. But I have just learned something, and I think it's better to share it now. While there is still cake to eat, an open bar to soften the blow, Daniel and I will not be staying married. In fact, I would like to invite you all to the first and last toast of our marriage." Gasps spread through the room. Daniel stood frozen near the dance floor, his face pale. She raised her glass. "To new beginnings, even if they start on the day you thought you would found your ending." Some people clapped insistently. Others avoided her eyes, but Vanessa stepped forward first, clicking her glass against Claire's. Soon, a small circle formed around her, friends and family murmuring support. The rest of the evening was strange, but oddly freeing. The rest of the evening was strange, but oddly freeing. Guests danced anyway. The cake was delicious. Daniel left early, muttering something about misunderstandings. Claire danced with her father, barefoot by the end of the night, laughing so hard her mascara ran. By morning, the annulment paper was filed. The headlines in the local gossip pages called it "the wedding that lasted 4 hours." Claire called it "the day I saved myself." And years later, when she told the story at parties, people always ask, "Wasn't it awful?" She smiled. "Awful? No. It was the best wedding gift I ever gave myself, my freedom."